Good morning. My name is Pablo. With the number 1 pick in the 2003 NBA draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select LeBron James from St. Vincent High School. And that's just him pretty much doing what he does best on the court. Getting offered millions of dollars to play the sport you love is most athletes' dream. Not only was he offered millions, but he had just come out of high school. He was the second youngest player ever to get drafted in the NBA at the age of 18 years old and 165 days. Today I want to describe the impact LeBron James has brought to the game of basketball as an athlete and a human being. I have been a fan of LeBron James ever since I saw him on ESPN in one of his actual high school games. It was nationwide broadcasted. Many people know LeBron James for being a freak of nature, standing in at 6'9" and weighing 250 plus. He doesn't actually say his weight because it's just his way of people just being curious of how much he actually weighs. He actually is like one of the fastest players in the NBA. For his size, he's actually not normal. I'm sure everyone in this room has heard of him or even watched one of his games, or maybe has seen him on a Sprite commercial or a Nike commercial. We see him as a big star, but how did he become so popular? Today I will discuss how LeBron has become an idol around the country, what impact he has brought to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and his accomplishments in his life. The first main point I want to talk about is how do superstars become idols around the country. In only 6 seasons in the NBA, LeBron James has become a huge idol to many people around the country. When I mean being an idol, it's not only on the basketball court. In fall 2009, LeBron was on the 60 Minutes show where he had a quote that followed him throughout since then. You can't be afraid to fail. It's only the only way to succeed. You're not going to succeed all the time, and I know that. You have to be able to accept failure to get better. His sportsmanship on the court makes him a person to look up to, or how every player on his team has a handshake with him. The most popular one he had was he actually lines up all his teammates and he starts taking pictures of them in front of the court, and they all start modeling, and it gets the crowd into it before the actual games, which makes it look spectacular for everybody. He's a very charismatic person on the court. He always tries to get everybody involved. He thinks about his players before he thinks of himself. He always wants to improve. He makes them improve in their game. Now that we have talked a little bit about the person he is, we can talk about the impact he has brought to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Having one of the worst records in the NBA, the Cleveland Cavaliers needed a big impact in the franchise. During his rookie year, the team's wins from last year doubled, and the demand to see him play drastically increased. Attendance skyrocketed. Nearly 7,000 more people attended the season LeBron has been playing, and have been increasing through the years. It changed revenue streams by millions of dollars, said Klein, owner of Amazing Tickets, one of the largest ticket boxers in Cleveland area. Last year you couldn't even get tickets away from any games. For that reason, LeBron has just increased the value of the team, and it's the third most making money team in the franchise since he has actually arrived. Increasing the Cavaliers fans and hope for a championship. What else has he accomplished? Since he was in high school, LeBron James has accomplished many things. As a junior in high school, as you can take a look on the left, he was the first high school student to actually be on the Sports Illustrated, and actually they even named him the Chosen One, and he actually has a tattoo on the back of his whole back, and it has the Chosen One on it. And he was actually the first NBA player to actually be on the front cover of Vogue magazine, and he was actually, I believe, only like 21 years old when he was actually on there. And something that most NBA players cannot say, because only about 15 out of the whole NBA franchise get selected and play in the Olympics for representing the United States of America. LeBron James was one of the lucky ones to actually make it. and he, with like the biggest smile on his face, he accepted the gold medal by beating Spain by, I believe, 8 points. It was one of the best actual games ever in the Olympics history. And he actually got a pair of roses after the game, and he was about to cry because he said that it was one of his biggest accomplishments. He has actually even won the MVP award on the NBA, but all he still needs is a championship ring. Today I have discussed with you how LeBron James has become an idol around the country, what impact he has brought throughout the Cleveland Cavaliers franchise, and his accomplishment in life. From what we can all see, LeBron James was born with a given talent. His talent, he has taken plenty advantage of it with using his brains outside of the court and inside the court and making millions of dollars. He actually wants to be one of the first athletes to make it to making billions of dollars. Many years to come, and the chosen one will do it. Thank you.
So Blasher, what did you think?
I liked it. I like the topic. He was real descriptive. You know, he said everything he needed to say. I like his visual aid, and I like the way he brought it out. You know, I like the attention grabber and the video at the beginning, and that's pretty much it. It was good for me. Thank you.
All right, I think the intro is fine with the video clip mixed in. The topic is nicely identified. You have a very clear statement of what your goal for the speech is, and I thought that that was good, and an excellent preview of what the content's going to be. I thought that the content needed to be developed a little bit more. It sounds a little too much like press clippings and fawning, and I think you need a little bit more explanation on a couple of points concerning why he was important. The best thing that you had was the information about the impact that he had on the Cavaliers franchise when it comes to economics and how it's changed their status. Clearly there's an impact there. The stuff about his, how he's become kind of a hero to people around the country, I think that needs a little bit more development. If heroism is making a lot of money, or if it's appearing on magazine covers, okay, that's pretty straightforward. But what's distinct and unique about him? What is it that he adds to it? I think there's more to him than what you were able to get in there, and I think you need to get a little bit more substance on that. What you had was fine, like I said, but it just feels a little thin, like they're like it's the first go-through on this idea, and if you were trying to, if you were his agent trying to make him a bigger deal, you need to have something stronger to sell there. You've got the basic kind of stuff, because a lot of the same things could be said about other players. What makes him particularly unique and spectacular, and I think you need to get more in on that. The visuals are integrated in the speech adequately. The magazine covers are nice large images, easy for us to see. The video clip you showed at an appropriate time. Like I said, I don't think they add much clarification to the subject, but they add some interest and give us a little bit of transition. The presentation is okay. You do talk to the audience for the most part, and you came to a nice exit at the end. All right. Thank you.